Hey, everyone. Welcome to the show, My So-Called Fabulous. I'm Tiffany, and y'all, I am here today to just, by myself, just be in the studio and tell you all thank you. And I say that if you've listened to now, this after this show is episode number 158. I say this with a prideful heart, sometimes a heavy heart, and tears in my eyes at the pride that I feel with this show. I'm just so proud. You have made this happen because you continue to listen. This season, our downloads have doubled again. And, I was wondering, why and how, because we started January of 2020, y'all. Okay, 2020. Think about it. Where were we in 2020? We heard this thing called COVID. I almost forgot the name just for a second. But we shut down, and I said, you know what? We are not going to not have a podcast every single Tuesday because I'm committed, and we needed to be consistent, and we have been. Against finishing season 5, and just so proud. So thank you for listening. So what we did differently this year, when you're talking about a podcast, I think I told you all before, I know I have, that I'd had no idea what a podcast is. And my dad still says, how's your radio show going? And you know what? That's how we'll equate that to. But it was something that I had, it was uncharted territory for me. Mentally, physically, I didn't know. I had my intelligence level of podcasts were nothing. So we started out, and I had a beautiful, fabulous producer, and we started the show. Paul, thank you so much, Paul Rogers, for getting me into this, and to make my blog come alive and to share with you my life, which is what my platform is, as boring as it is some days and exciting and just merp on other days. But I wanted to share and bring this to life because my entire career, and I say this from the minute I graduated TCU, I was in the public eye, and then I started media after culinary school and just loved every second of it. I love being in front of the camera. It's a strange thing. I can't do what the people behind the camera and the digging that everyone does. I can't do it, and I'm so appreciative of so many people that make this happen, because let me tell you, I cannot produce this. I can't edit. I can't do any of that, but I can talk to you and give you my heart and my soul. And I say this, and I've had several people on the show. Gosh, I think we counted the other day about 130 people on the show. And I say this because many therapists, many life coaches on the show telling me, Tiffany, stop saying you're sharing your failures. But y'all, that's what they were. I just have to be honest and transparent. That's what they were. And let me tell you, I've learned so much from my failures. I've learned from my success, but I've had a lot of failure in my life, and I just learned, and I want to share that with you and let you know that you're not alone. You're just not alone. I've had so many of you reach out to me through direct messages or through YouTube telling me, you know what, I did not know. I felt so alone with the menopause symptoms or going through divorce. And you helped me realize that I'm not alone and showed me resources and shared resources that actually help. And that's the bottom line. And that's my goal. We can talk about my role as an influencer. And I have to tell you, this is a full business. I have wonderful men and women that work for me, with me. I don't like to use the word for, but because it's team. And the word influencer, I cringe a little. And I don't know if it's my 58 years on this earth that makes me cringe, or just my personality, or what it is, but I do. I think, okay, I can influence you to use a crock pot that I make my 5-step crock pot chicken on my blog. I can influence you to use a skincare line that I really like, and it's a great value and sometimes not a great value. So that is what I think is an influencer. Content creator maybe, but there's a lot of people on my team that are content creators, more so than myself. But let me tell you what you did for me. We just announced that Fort Worth Magazine you voted me, you're the reader choice, the best of 2023 social media influencer. And I say that, my voice shakes. And I'm so proud. I mean, I just can't even tell you how proud I am that my peers, my people, my followers, my friends, my family said, okay, she's good enough and we're going to tell everyone. So thank you so much. It's in the June issue. We have an advertorial coming out, and we got some fun things coming up in July of 2023 as well. And that'll come too. We're going to share that and blast that on our social media. But I can't say thank you enough. And I'll say it at the end of the show too. So I talked to you how we started this podcast. I've been in 1, 2, 3 different studios, all fabulous studios. But as we moved along, our needs changed. You conform, we learn, business is business. You have friends, you meet friends. I have met the most fabulous people on this show, and absolutely most fabulous people in conjunction with this show, in the production, to guests, to everyone. You know, this season, we started out in January, and actually, let me tell you this. We decided a couple of years ago, hey, why aren't we doing seasons, and why aren't we taking breaks? Because I'm that person of go, go, go. Let's do it every single week. Well, you know what? Let me share some fabulous guests with you that we've had on the show and remind you so I can share again. So what we've done is I start January and I record and film through the end of June. We take July and August off, and then we start again in September with 17 more shows. We had 17 this season, and then in season 6, we'll have 17 more. So that's what we've done. Take a little break, give our team a break, start new, start fresh, breathe. You know, we all need to breathe from time to time. But let me tell you a few guests that were just over the top. You asked for Lane Bechtel time after time again. That woman has been on the show, I think, 3 or 4 times. I forget. She is so kind. Lane, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. You're a health guru. You've had your business. You shared business loss and business gain. And, you know, again, sharing that, hey, maybe someone else has gone through what she's gone through. And the health benefits too. She shares her love and passion of working out and eating and cooking and just love it. You know, I always say this, y'all. You have one body. We have one. Take care of it. Take care of it. This season, I've shared with you, and I did as well in last season, I shared with you, it's been a very, very difficult year-ish for me with health. I had no idea. I was just the healthiest woman. I thought back pain was the worst thing until autoimmune knocked on my door, and I've hit all 3 now. I have learned through the show to advocate for yourself, to advocate for your own health and your health care. And it's a full-time job. It really is. But I've shared with you my troubles, my struggles with this. Y'all, chronic pain is a real thing. But, you know, just keep plugging away. And, you know, people are like, if you are in so much pain, why are you up every morning at 5 and going to the gym? Because I can. Because again, there's that one body. And I'm not shaming you for not going or choosing that way of life, because everyone has something different. I choose Pilates and strength training. Sprinkle in a little cardio. Cannot stand cardio, for the record. But you know, walking through and enjoying nature, that may be your meditation, your workout. Everyone, just move. And I've told you that, and I really do. I just heard myself. I feel like I'm preaching, but I'm really not. I'm just encouraging everyone to take care of that body, from what you put in your body to your environment. And gosh, some of the things we just can't control our environment, but we are learning. I had a fun guy. I mean, sometimes I just love to have people on here, not really trying to teach anything per se, but trying to share laughter and joy and changing careers like Captain Casual did earlier in the season. I think he was about the third show after Henry Abuto, coming in and talking about, oh gosh, having heart failure at his young age and talking about the signs and again learning. But Captain Casual made me laugh and laugh and laugh, and I absolutely adore his art. He came in from Florida to be on the show, and I'm so blessed. Oh, a few weeks ago, actually it was probably a month ago, Ann Loudon, a personal friend of mine from Fort Worth, shared her book. And, Ann's about my age, and her book is Mom, You Need to Just Get Laid. And that book title, gosh, does that just make you want to read it? It certainly does. So, Ann, I'm so proud of her and for coming in from New York and sharing her book. And I'm so proud of her of how to overcome a divorce after 26 years of marriage and a child, how very, very difficult your life can change, and sharing that with us and so many more. Each season I really do try to share with y'all hormones. And for the longest, I was talking about hormones and menopause because that's where my brain is right now, premenopause, perimenopause, and now I'm post. And you want to hear it. You say no one talked about it. My mother didn't talk about it. My mother was one that when I started my period, she put a box of Kotex on my counter in my bathroom, and that was how I learned. And God bless her. That's what they knew to do. So I made it kind of a mission. We're going to talk about these things. We're just going to talk, we're going to enjoy, and we're going to make sure we all know that we're in this together, men and women. So I had the distinct honor of having my doctor's group with Dr. Leanne Scott out of Irving. Two of her PAs came in and we talked with Elise Clark. Elise, we talked about young women, tweens, up to about 35 years old, 40-year-olds, and thyroid and all of these things. And it was an incredible podcast. She also went in and talked about Ozempic. And if you'll listen to that one, we're going to release it again this summer, but and remind you that it's not bad. Everybody, there is a reason. And she talks about she answered so many questions with Ozempic because I was asking and you were asking me. This is something I don't do, but I have so many friends that are on it. And something that Elise did say, are you on it for the right reason? And is your provider, your healthcare provider, in your best interest? Not pointing anyone out at all, but that was great, So talking about hormones and so much more. We laughed on this show. We cried on this show. I brought a young woman in from London. She's now moved from London all over the United States, living the American dream with Queen Bee Salon and Spa. We're talking about beauty and keeping yourself, again, you have one body, take care of it, even if it means treating yourself and relaxation. My friend Bonnie Smith, Shop with Bonnie, one of my precious friends, she talks about a lot on her platform. She talks a lot about self-care, saying no, creating boundaries, and I'm horrible at that because I'm a people pleaser, and I hear so many of you are as well. I visited with a precious friend for her second time coming on the show, Liz Nelson, Fort Worth Liz Diane. We talked about something very raw with her, and once again, I say this with a little lump in my throat because for the first time, she talked about her childhood trauma and coming out publicly. That fabulous woman sat in this studio with me, and she cried and she held her head high because you know what, Liz, you're helping people. You are helping so many people with your experience and your journey of healing with trauma. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm going to miss you while we're taking a break. I really will. But I'm so excited, everyone, to bring you the guests that we have in line this fall. I just can't tell you how much I appreciate all the guests that travel here, that talk to me, that see me. And hey, tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you want to see. Now, we were talking about when I started, we did do YouTube for a bit. It's expensive. I'm just going to tell you, it's expensive. We stopped doing it for a while. We just kind of, stagnant a little bit, but getting downloads. But we stopped for a while and decided to start again last season doing YouTube. And it's been so good. It's just been great. And yes, Karen, you asked me who makes the clothes or who's the designer of the clothes. I'm going to do a better job of telling you that each episode. I really will. We're doing a better job, and hopefully a better job, of sharing all this information in the show notes. If you're not following along, please do. It makes a difference to go to YouTube and subscribe, to go to the podcast platforms and to rate and review. So tell us what you think for sure. We're still, again, as influencer in 2023, the best of, have a big responsibility to you all, because I want to, again, share with you tricks and simple ways to make life easier. This week I shared bento boxes, and y'all, you were so excited. And I'm like, golly, I forget that sharing information like that is it's what you need. And it's what I need to fill my heart that you're so happy. Best thing is when I walk somewhere. We were at the national championships in California, and I had a few people in California, obviously from the Texas area, that asked me, "Are you Tiffany? I love your platform." And I just lose it, because I'm like, people are actually listening, paying attention, and loving what we're putting out there. And thank you so much, everyone. I can't say thank you enough. I just don't know what to say other than thank you. We'll be back on Tuesday, September 5th for season 6. 17 episodes ready to go with fabulous guests. Let me know what you want to hear, everyone. And you know what I'm going to tell you right now. Keep being fabulous.